Yes, team. Welcome to another YouTube video. And today's a bit of a different one. As you can see behind me, there's some rice fields, and you can kind of see the swimming pool down there. This isn't Portsmouth, my hometown. I have landed in Bali, and Bali's a special place for me and my journey because if I rewind when I first decided to start my personal development journey and to ultimately change my life around, Bali was the first destination. I booked a one way flight. I knew I wanted to go to Southeast Asia, but I didn't quite know where or for how long or if it was even going to work. So I want to just jump on today and kind of share my journey and what Bali looked like 3 years ago and what it looks like for me today. So I'm currently in Ubud, and this is the spiritual place to be in Bali. For those of you that don't know Bali as an island, there's Canggu, which is a hot spot for gyms and health and fitness and influencers and all of that. Then you got Ubud, which is more kind of the spirituality, the yoga, the retreats, um, there's just lots of spiritual kind of influence here, where a lot of people go to connect with themselves in Ubud, especially. Then you've got Uluwatu, which is mainly the surfing. So this is where all the surfers hang out, and people go surfing. And I think they're the main parts, really. Then you've obviously got the north, which is where kind of the volcanoes and all of that are. Don't know if you can hear the rain behind me, but it's absolutely chucking it down. Um, but I decided to come to Bali because Bali represents something very special to me. I'll get on to why I'm here today, but let's rewind 3 years ago. September 2022. So about 2.5, 3 years ago. And as most of you know, I was stuck in a rut. I was stuck in a rut and I couldn't get out. And I'd come back from Hideout Festival in Croatia and I decided that something needed to change. And that change represented or looked like me going to Bali and Southeast Asia, booking a one way flight and leaving my environment. Because I thought that leaving my environment was the missing link to the chain. Was if everything was going to change once I had left Portsmouth. But as again, most of you are fully aware, that wasn't the case. But I won't go too much into why that wasn't the case because a lot of you will know that actually it's the internal world that has an impact on the addiction rather than your external world. It has got a part to play, but it's mainly your internal world. But anyway, I thought this would be the cure, so I jumped on a flight, a one way flight, and I spent 3 weeks in Bali. But my time there was very different to now. I wasn't into yoga. I hadn't even begun any work on myself. I'd never been to therapy. I'd never been to yoga. I had never even understood what spirituality was. I'd never even worked on myself. All of these things that I now do, I hadn't done then. And I got to Bali and I remember I stopped smoking years ago, like years and years ago. And me being the addict that I was, I landed, jumped on the beers, and they had these flavored cigarettes. I think they were like blueberry or like grape or something. And I was like, oh, cool. My nervous system, the addicted nervous system, the dysregulated nervous system that has been screaming for a substance or a chemical or an addiction has now been soothed. This feels great. So I started smoking. I was smoking vapes. I'd go to the nearest shop and buy an Elf bar. I'd be drinking beers, and I was living this hostel life. I was living the backpack life. So that does come with it. But I, it soon dawned on me that I had spent thousands already coming here on flights and accommodation and jabs and visas and all sorts. And I was doing exactly the same as what I was doing at home. So I decided, right, enough is enough. I'm packing it all in, and it's time to go inwards. So I started picking up some like podcasts, and um, that's about it, to be honest. I just started listening to a couple of mindset podcasts, and I made a commitment to myself. I was like, right, these next 3 months, I was traveling for 4 months in total. These next 3 or 4 months, I'm doing me. I'm going inwards. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to journal. I'm going to connect with myself. Um, and that was the start of my journey. Um, Bali is known for healing. People call it the Mother Bali because it's got this special energy. Everyone's happy. Everyone's spiritual. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the main religion here is Hinduism or Buddhism. Don't know what one, but it is one of them, and they are big believers in the lords above or the higher power. Um, you walk down the roads and there's kind of little trays, like offerings they call them, with incense and gifts to the gods, so they can be fed and drank. Like, you'll walk down the road and there will be a bottle of Fanta or some drink in a kind of little um, tray with an incense and some flowers and stuff. And for anyone that didn't know, it was for the gods, for the higher powers to receive. Um, so it's a very special place to connect with yourself. Anyway, I didn't really do much connecting there, but the reason why I'm explaining this now is so you can get an understanding of what my trip to Bali in 2022 looked like compared to now. So I was working in carpentry. I was at the very, very, very beginning of my healing journey, and I just came to Bali, and that was it, really. Fast forward 3 years, a lot's changed. I have obviously got 3 years older. I have qualified to be a cognitive hypnotherapist. I'm a mental performance coach. I am an addiction hypnotherapist. I've been running my own business for X amount of time now. I do yoga 3 times a week. I read every day. I journal every day. I'm over I'm about 2.5 years sober now. Um, I'm a completely different human. And the the lens which I view the world now is also completely different. I didn't see the power of Bali back then, but now I do. So this week, I landed here Tuesday. So for those of you that don't know, it's a very, very, very long journey. It took me, I left the UK at 12 p.m. on Monday, and I landed here at like 9 p.m. on the Tuesday. Got a 2 hour taxi to my place, and it was just, it was a long, long trip. Um, but I'm here, and I spent these few days. So it's Sunday now. So I spent the last 5 days just really connecting with myself, obviously catching up on the jet lag. But there's been a few things that I want to share with you that may also help you on your spirituality journey, or on the addiction journey, because that's also very, very important, to be able to connect with a something bigger than you. so to speak, whether that be a higher power or even a hobby or something along those lines. So I I spent Wednesday. I went to a yoga class. I'm a massive fan of yoga. I do yoga 2 or 3 times a week. I've done it 3 times this week, um, and that really helps me in my journey. That really has helped me and does continue to help me today. I also went to the Pyramids of Chi, which is a ancient sound healing place. So it's essentially a pyramid, and there's an ancient philosophy. I don't even know if it's a philosophy, but there's an ancient healing modality that essentially allows you to heal through the vibrations of sound. So the gong player in the middle of the pyramid has lots of different um, instruments from around the world. Um, there being a gong, I think that's like a didgeridoo, like a bell, like I don't know. He sings all of these different noises, and essentially the benefit of it. And by the way, I've actually got a podcast episode with a sound healer on my Spotify. If you type in um, the Jake O'Connor, the High Function Addiction podcast. You'll find it on there. His name's Tiag. He's a great guy. He explains sound healing and actually how it can help you through your addiction. So that was very beneficial. Essentially, it your body is like 70% water, and you've got chakras. So it goes from the third eye all the way down to the root chakra. There's 7 different chakras, and essentially I don't know the ins and outs of it, but ultimately, what the vibrations do, they move the water through your body, and they help you process emotions and feelings and thoughts that maybe you hadn't have noticed before. Because we live in a world where it's so easy to be distracted. Everyone's trying to grab our attention, and it's noticeable. It really is. Actually spending, I think the session was an hour and a half, actually sitting with yourself for an hour and a half, thoughts, feelings, emotions come up that maybe you hadn't have noticed. And that's the purpose of it. And it essentially moves the water through your body, I believe, and it helps you heal. It brings emotions up. The vibrations bring emotions through your body, and it helps you connect with yourself a lot more. So I spent Thursday doing that, and that was a very powerful session. Um, and the last couple of days, again, I've been doing yoga. I've been connecting with myself. I've been taking it slow. I've been in nature. I've been meeting wonderful people. I've been eating good food. I've been going for a sauna every day. I've been going to the gym every day. Like I've been really, really connecting with myself. And this is a very good place to do that. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update. I've been a bit quiet on here recently, and I'm back. I'm back. I've got some cool guests lined up on my podcast, on my YouTube, and I'm sure I'm going to be connecting with some other fantastic people in my journey here as well. And hopefully, I can get some cool people on the YouTube and on the Spotify. But it's time to lock in. I'm I've got a wait list for my one-to-one now. It's about 4 weeks. So I'm extremely busy with my one-to-one clients, and everyone's absolutely smashing it in the program. I'm really connecting with myself and using this time to slow down, to heal, to grow, to develop, and really connect with myself a lot more than what I currently am. And yeah, I'm just here to enjoy life. The Jake 3 years ago would have bitten my arm off for this opportunity. Let me show you the place. So this is the yoga shala that is at my place. So this is where we do our morning yoga. And over here, let me get the angle right. We've got the pool. And we've got some rice fields. And yeah, I'm just extremely, extremely privileged to be able to do this. So the the purpose of this video was obviously A, to kind of update you and let you know what's going on, but B, to inspire you, to let you know that I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was stuck. I was in the midst of an addiction and I felt like I had nothing going for me. Fast forward a couple of years, I'm here in Bali doing amazing work with amazing people, doing work that I absolutely adore. And I get to meet amazing humans and change lives. What more can you want? So I want to share this video just to help you see that anything is possible. It truly is. And all it takes is action. So that's it for today. I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to try and shoot some more content in Bali so you can get to see Bali and what there is to do, etc. I'm not a huge, I don't like to call myself a content creator, so my video skills aren't the best, but I'll give it a go. And yeah, give this video a like, a share, a comment, drop me a DM on social media. I'll drop my links in the description below. And yeah, I'm going to try and start doing weekly videos again, even if it is just me sitting here updating you, talking about my life. Hopefully, someone finds it interesting. And yeah, I'll see you guys on another video.